Alright, well, welcome back to my retro review series. With this series, I want to take a look back at some of the games that I grew up playing or games that I've always wanted to try from that era. Unlike my worth to play videos, these are going to be a bit shorter and more like a retrospective on the game, you know? But today we're looking at Mega Man X4, a game that I love dearly. Let's get into it. So believe it or not, Mega Man X4 is actually the first ever Mega Man game that I ever played. I don't remember when exactly I got this game, but I remember having a copy of this on my PS1 as a kid. Even though I wasn't really great at it, it didn't stop me from playing it to the best of my ability. Now today, I can easily speed through this game at zero and have a blast doing it. But back then, not a chance. You know what? Now that I think about it, after I played this as a kid, I ended up owning other Mega Man games in the franchise. You know, Mega Man X5 and 6, Mega Man Legends, and also the Game Boy Color game, Mega Man Extreme. So maybe those games will make for a good future retro review episode, but Mega Man X4 was definitely the game I spent the most time with. Nowadays, you can play through this game through the Mega Man X collection on all modern platforms, and that's how I'm playing it, so let's get into it. So Mega Man X4 is a beautiful, 2D, fast-paced, kinetic run-and-gun platformer. If you've never played a Mega Man game, you go through theme stages to take down each of the 8 Robot Masters. Well, in this case, Reploids. Now, one of the big appeals to Mega Man is the boss order is non-linear, kinda. Each Reploid has a weakness that can only be obtained by other Reploids, but you know what? You don't even have to use or exploit their weaknesses at all. So really, you can tackle these bosses in any way you see fit. Now, right off the bat, you have 2 characters you can choose from, X and Zero. Now, Mega Man, or X as they call him in this series, uses long-range combat. He has his handy X-Buster, which is chargeable. You also get new weapons when you defeat Reploids, which you can also charge for more damaging attacks, assuming you can find his arm piece for the 4th armor. Speaking of the 4th armor, X can take full advantage of this armor, which you obtain by finding the Dr. Light capsules in different areas along the stages. The special armor can reduce damage and also has other special properties. If I were you, I would go on my way to get this armor. Now, personally speaking, I prefer to play as Zero. I just love the saber play and just more up close and personal, which plays to my playstyle personally. Zero can also later obtain an air dash and a double jump, which makes my playthrough with Zero so much more fun. Now, in terms of the bosses and stages, there are tons of variety here. You have jungle, fire, ice, and even stages that takes place in cyberspace. Literal cyberspace. Each stage is accompanied by a boss that fits the theme of the stage that you're on. In most cases, I start my boss run with Web Spider. He's easy enough. All you have to really do is dodge his electric webs that he throws, and if you're caught, you're just stuck for a few seconds, but be careful. Next up is Cyber Peacock, which is actually one of my favorite accompanying stages. It's like a mini time attack. If you have his weakness, he can go down pretty quick. You also can say that about a lot of the bosses in this game. Next up, we have Storm Eagle, and his stage is actually pretty fun, especially when you can control the mech. But Storm Eagle himself, he's a little on the easy side, especially if you have his weakness. The only annoying attack that he has is when he grabs you. I hate it. Magma Dragoon is actually my favorite out of all the normal bosses, mainly because he uses techniques from Street Fighter, like the Hadouken and the Shoryuken, which is a nice nod to another Capcom franchise. I love it when games do that. Jet Stingray. Look, I always love the bike sections in Mega Man X, so that part was actually pretty fun to me, but hitting this man with the weaknesses of Zero, annoying. Split Mushroom is another pretty annoying boss, but again, if you have his weakness, he's easy work. Slash Beast is fun and a very fast-paced boss, and I always have fun trading blows with this guy. Last but not least, we have Frost Walrus. I always had a thing for ice stages, so this stage is pretty fun to me. The boss himself, meh. If you have his weakness, not a huge challenge at all. Now, once you're done with all the main bosses, you fight the Colonel, Double, or Iris, depending on who you picked in the beginning, and the General. The Colonel is a nice challenge, and he hits super hard, so make sure your dodging is on point. Iris and Double also is a pretty tough challenge, and the General, he's just hard to hit, so be careful. Of course, it would not be a Mega Man X game without a boss rush, and boom, we are fighting Sigma, of course. Now, Sigma has 3 phases. This first phase is a joke. Just burn him with your fire technique and boom, you're done. The second form is fun, but it can be a little challenging. And the third form, be careful. Sigma has 2 forms to bear here, so like I said, be careful. Once you beat that, you have cleared Mega Man X4. Congratulations. So Mega Man X4 holds a special place. Not only is the first Mega Man game I ever played, but the gameplay is still amazing today. Pick up the X collection and play one of the best 2D platformers ever. The story isn't much to write home about, and the voice acting is...
Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
questionable. But all that aside, Mega Man X4 remains one of my favorite 2D platformers of all time. I even have a poster of it in my creative space to show my love for this entry. Again, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.